off public assets. There's a proposal to sell a portion of Flushing Meadows Park for a pro soccer stadium. And there are other plans to sell public property to private developers. Under what circumstances do you believe that public assets should be sold to private developers? Let's start with Mr. Lhota.
We have to be very, very careful when we sell public assets to private developers. What we should be doing, if anything, is having a long-term lease. And so the property stays with the city and you have a stream of income over time, and then at the end the property comes back to the city. That way it makes sense and it actually stays as an asset of the city of New York. But here's what I'll tell you about the soccer stadium. It shouldn't be in that park. We don't have enough park space in the city. I don't like when we alienate any portion of a park for a private sector development of any type. So I believe that we need to be very careful when we sell park space. And I'm not sure I buy into it that you can take park space and then get park space not even contiguous and say that it's a benefit to the city of New York. We can't give up our precious park space. It really enhances our quality of life.
Mr. de Blasio, 1 minute, same question.
Sure. Look, the history of this city is filled with giveaways to big corporations, giveaways to sports teams. It's time to recognize that the public's interest needs to come first. So, for example, when it comes to a sports team that wants some parkland, well, look, in most cases, it shouldn't happen. The only condition under which it might happen is if they truly can give us appropriate replacement parkland, and that's something that the community needs to play a real role in judging the quality of, and operating money for the park. Flushing Meadows is a great example. Extraordinary park, the most important park in Queens. Thousands and thousands of families use it constantly. For many families, that's where they go for their, in effect, for their summer vacation. But it's not in the greatest shape. If there was going to be a stadium there that gave us the right conditions and gave us enough financial subsidy to make that park better, that's worth discussing. But no giveaways. If teams think that they can dictate the rules, they got another thing coming. And we don't need soccer unless it's going to be done on the people's terms. And that's, by the way, true for the larger question of corporate subsidies. One of the things I've said is let's get away from subsidizing big corporations and use that money instead to help people at the grassroots, for example, small businesses.
Thank you both. Now for our lightning round. You know how this works. I give you a question.
We are familiar with the lightning round procedure.
Just for our viewers. One or